right, shalom, shalom to the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel. We're going to start off by giving all praises and honor and glory to Yahweh, Hashem, Yahushai, Bahashem. All right, and double honors to the apostles and those of great Moshe who rule well and have taught us this word in truth and sincerity. Shalom, and peace and mercy to the elect, starting with 144,000. That's pushing this word in truth and sincerity across the four corners of the earth. And the rest of the elect is sincerely believe. Peace and mercy to you and your household. So in today's class, it's going to be another edition of News and Prophecy. And as you see the title here, it says mandatory Motb and ease counterfeit birthright. Okay, and those are the two things we're going to go into concerning this clip here off of Rumble. This is off of what do you guys call it again? The People's Voice. And as you see, it says WEF unveils mandatory brain implants to eradicate conspiracy theories. All right, and yeah, man, we're gonna keep doing this till at what's that word that Apostle Tahar used, as nauseum, until it's as nauseum, you know, because in that day when the Lord basically brings the climax of Jacob's trouble upon the nation of Israel and the rest of the world, you're gonna have no cloak for your skin for your sins, right? Because the prophets are out there teaching the truth day in and day out. Hundreds, if not thousands, of videos are flooding the internet daily. So in that day, there'll be no excuse. I'm going to go ahead and play this clip. Yeah.
I was 17 years old when I took over my family's small farm. Today, we farm.
Not content with euthanizing.
I'm going to speed it up a bit here, too. 1.5.
Your grandparents, pumping mRNA into the food supply to alter your DNA, normalizing pedophilia, and riddling the population with turbo cancer via Bill Gates' synthetic meat products. The globalist elite are now desperate to regain total control over humanity. By waging a war, the WEF are disturbingly named the battle for your brain. According to the WEF, humanity will be better equipped to deal with future challenges if unborn children undergo gene editing to ensure they are free of disabilities, disease, and psychological traits of which the elite disapprove. If their plans to alter the human being and win the battle for your brain are not disturbing enough, wait till you hear how the European Union is planning to crack down on any opposition to the globalist agenda. Forewarned is forearmed. This is a coordinated attack by the globalist elite, and it's about to explode. Before we dive in, smash that subscribe button, join the People's Voice Locals community to join our incredible team, and check out the brand new free speech president, Ursula von der Leyen. Speaking at the Copenhagen Democracy Summit earlier this month, von der Leyen, the granddaughter of a notorious Nazi, unveiled her European Democracy Shield plan that aims to detect disinformation and malign interference, and to make our societies more resilient. In other words, Democracy Shield is just another euphemism for censorship, and societal resilience is another term for compliance.
And finally, it takes resilience. As technology evolves, we need to build up societal immunity around information manipulation. Because research has shown that pre-bunking is much more successful than debunking. Pre-bunking is basically the opposite of debunking. In short, prevention is preferable to cure. Perhaps if you think of information manipulation as a virus, instead of treating an infection once it has taken hold, that is debunking. It is much better to vaccinate so that the bug is inoculated. Is the same.
And month, it's like really low, eh?
It's pretty low?
Yeah.
Oh, shoot. Okay, hold on a second. Let me put up the volume. Pretty low. Okay, I'll put up the volume here.
It's on people passing it on to others. It's essential that people know what malign information is and what the techniques are.
Let me know, those of you on the comment board, let me know if you can hear it pretty well.
Behind it. And as the knowledge goes up, our chances of being influenced goes down. And that builds up the society resilience that we will need.
So let me get a couple precepts. Because that's a direct reference towards the truth being prophesied, being spoken, which we know a big part of these
Brother said the
a major
volume is
aspect.
low on the comment board.
All the volume is low. Weird.
Maybe because it's from the headphones.
Yeah, maybe. Hold on, I'll take them off then. Were you guys still able to hear it though?
Yeah, I mean, I have a phone. I can hear it, but it's kind of low though. Like if it's on the computer, it'll be low.
Okay, cut. Okay, so I took my headphones out, so hopefully,
Because usually it's loud, like it's proper, you know.
Yeah. I'll put this up a little bit more too. That's cool. But yeah, like I was saying, a major part of the NWO, okay, is getting rid of the truth and getting rid of the prophets from speaking the truth. And these devils have no problem letting you know that's what they want to do. Right? They want to outlaw the Bible. They want to change the Bible, revise the Bible. So basically, they want to tamper with the truth and get rid of any memory, okay, of the Heavenly Father and His Son. So I'm gonna get this real quick. This is Amos 5 and 10. Straight to the point. This is Amos 5 and 10. It says, "They hate him that rebuketh in the gate," right? And the gate of a city usually would be where a lot of business would be conducted in the ancient world, and that's why you see the various camps, okay, in the downtown areas of all these different cities and states. So it says, "They hate him that rebuketh in the gate, and they abhor him that speaketh uprightly." Okay, so that's what we're getting ready to face is demonization of the prophets because we're speaking the truth. Now I'm gonna go to Isaiah, jump from here, Isaiah 29 and 21. It says here, Isaiah 29 and 21, that make a man, I'll start at 21. It says that make a man an offender for a word and lay snare for him that reproveth in the gate, right? And that's basically that's what Esau is getting ready to do. A lot of you false leaders have led your congregation into that ditch, right? Because you have Israelites that have changed their name to Israelite names. They've gotten themselves registered in the system with Israelite names and whatnot, and you're all out there on Front Street with your garments and and basically your plunder, and that's all that's doing is making you a target for this devil. Even though at the end of the day, the main target are the prophets that are speaking the truth, but this is prophecy playing out right before your eyes. So it says that make a man an offender for a word and lay a snare for him that reproveth in the gate, and turn aside the just for a thing of naught. Yeah, and a lot of these different leaders are compromised. That's why you have doctrines coming out about the hell doctrine. Esau is going to come back 1,000 years after 1,000 years of slavery. Esau is going to come back and somehow retake the kingdom, because all these guys are all paid off, man, and they've turned aside for bribery.
Yeah, they're giving heed to seducing spirits, right?
Yeah, that's true.
That was it?
Yeah, that was it.
I had a quick one. You don't got to grab it, but you mentioned the gate is a trading point. It's also the entrance to the city, right? So you would have certain men of judgment. They would ask the people coming in, "What's your business here?" Right? So this is Proverbs 24 and 7. Wisdom is too high for a fool. He openeth not his mouth in the gate. And in the NLT, it says, wisdom is too lofty for fools. Among leaders at the city gate, they have nothing to say. Right? So just line backing off what you're going into.
Con.
And just to add a phrase to the gate, that the internet is known as the gateway, right? Internet gateway.
So, you had a brand of computers called Gateway back in the day, right? Desktop. You remember those?
Run and you have Bill Gates, who was the maker of Microsoft. The gateway that they hate us mostly because this internet, as the apostle rightfully coined, is doing most of the lifting.
Yep.
Which is
That's
why
right.
you got to be wary about what you upload, right? If it pertains truth, because truth is being attacked, right, from up on high, on the left.
Yeah.
Right. So that gate, right, that they hate you is your channels, man. Let's believe your channels is being watched, right, by bots, feds.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Your phone is tapped.
COINTELPRO.
Con.
Jesuit, whoever.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah.
No privacy. Your phone is tapped. Everything. They can see us through the phone right now as we're speaking.
Yep. And you have to understand, these guys are going as far. If you listen to that lady, the Edomite woman, they're going as far as to call the truth a disease.
What?
The truth, they're calling the truth a disease.
That's
That's why she was talking about preventing a disease. It's like getting rid of, instead of debunking something, you can pre-bunk it. So you get rid of it before it even gets out there. And that's what, that's how you see these devils. What they're trying to do is get back their narrative. Because the truth has distorted the narrative that these devils once had over the world.
And that's mainly done through the feed horn, what we're talking about, the internet.
That's right.
Right? Because back in the day, you didn't have this shit. You had the 6 o'clock news. You had newspaper, radio, but now you have internet. Tenfold. Right? Like even back in the early 2000s, you had forums, people discussing things. Now you have that in a different level to where you have WhatsApp, you have Instagram, you have these different social media platforms, what they call, right? But I have this interesting note on the word gate in Edom Online. I'll just read it. You brothers expound. So it says gate, noun, opening and entrance. It says hinged framework, barrier, from Old Norse gat, meaning opening, from Old Saxon gat, eye of a needle, hole, from German street or lane, of unknown origin, meaning money collected from selling tickets, dates from 1896. Just some interesting points. Gate crasher is from 1926, an uninvited party guest. You got a lot of those. Yeah.
That's
that was it.
Con. I'm gonna get this real quick. This is Jeremiah 17 and 17 and 16. I'll just read this verse 17. It says, "As for me, I have not hastened from being a pasture to follow thee, neither have I desired the woeful day. Thou knowest that which come out of my lips was right before thee." All right. So everything we're teaching concerning prophecy and warning the people is being jotted down by the angels. Right. And a lot of you false teachers out there, you think you can get away with speaking blasphemy and fables and basically going contrary to the scripture, to the doctrine of Yahweh Shai. You think you're good because you're by yourself and you don't see the angels jotting down, what you're saying. But everything is being recorded. Okay. But it says here, verse 17, "But be not a terror unto me. Thou art my hope in the day of evil." So that's why the Most High, it's expressing how important, as you see all these different false doctrines and wayward doctrines coming up within Israel, the Most High is expressing through the prophets how important it is to stick to the truth, right? Because in that day of evil, which is Jacob's trouble, if you've been listening to a teacher that hasn't been giving you the truth, you're not the elect. You're going to get caught up. You're eventually going to be destroyed in that day. Okay.
Yeah, that's something that the elders and apostles they talk about, is you're going to have to rely upon what you have learned, right? Your studies and everything that you have gathered in your journey. You're going to have to keep that, man, like a medicine box, because you might have to, probably won't have the scriptures in that day.
Yeah, exactly. You most likely won't have your phone or the Bible. Yep.
a quick precept.
God.
Ezekiel 13, verse 4 and 5.
God. Good to go.
And it reads, O Israel, thy prophets are like the foxes in the deserts. Right? These false teachers within Israel, you know, with their bugged out doctrines.
Yeah.
Ye have not gone up into the gaps, neither made up the hedge for the house of Israel to stand in the battle in the day of the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Right? And they're not giving their flock, their congregation, the necessary tools, this truth, right, for them to be able to stand in the time of Jacob's trouble. Right? Their congregation is not prepared, you know, and it's just a matter of time before, what's the scripture? Smite the shepherd and the sheep shall scatter. It's just a matter of time before the Lord judges these leaders.
Yeah.
And then their congregation going to be scattering, not knowing what to do, showing up on Great Millstone comment boards, showing up at Great Millstone campsites, you know, claiming they've always believed. You know, we always knew you had the truth, right?
Yeah. And some of them that say that, some of them will be of the elect.
Yeah, con.
Yeah, but a lot of you guys are gonna be put to death, man. A lot of you pieces of shit are gonna die, man. You know, because you guys, you know why? Because you committed the sin of blasphemy of the Holy Spirit. You know, you guys put off this truth, man. A lot of you guys talk shit. A lot of you guys talk shit about Apostle Tahar. You know, the apostles in general, the elders on down. You know, a lot of you guys fan the doctrine of the Motb. You know, whether it be the Israelites looking like other nations, doctrine, whatever it is. You know, and you guys been talking shit for a lot of years, man. The Lord got your number. You're not gonna skirt out in that day. You know, you haven't been on the highways one day in your life, man. Talking about I've been in the truth.
Gone. That was it on that. That was on that, eh?
Yeah, that's it on that. Yeah.
I'm gonna get these two precepts here from the comment board real quick. JMS Ariala 144 Palal. This is 2 Timothy 2 and 15. Study to show yourself approved to Yahweh, a workman that needeth not to be ashamed. And a lot of you false teachers are going to be ashamed in that day, rightly dividing the word of truth. Okay. This is from GMS only for the elect Ba. I'm pretty sure this is Dawad. Shalom. This is Jeremiah 5 and 27. As a cage is full of birds, so are their houses full of deceit. Right? Esau, first and foremost, of course, and as well as 2/3 of Israel, man. And these false teachers, their houses are full of deceit. Therefore, they are become great and waxing rich. Right? So when you see a teacher that's forwarding the image of gain, you know, and flash and how you look, you know, most likely that teacher in his mind, he cares more so about money and gain than he does of the truth. Okay, even Yahweh Shai didn't display characteristics like that. If anything, he displayed the complete opposite.
Yeah, you got a lot of prosperity doctrine Israelites in this truth. Just like you have prosperity doctrine Christians.
Yeah.
All right.
Same thing. Beautiful. I got a couple of precepts real quick because just before you go on the part of how the Lord is going to seal us. This is King David, right? And he's going to bring back to remembrance what he has given you. So if you could go to Psalms 37, the last two verses, and then Psalms 38, the next two verses. So Psalms 37, 39, and 40. You just read from there and then go over to the next chapter and read the other two verses. All right?
Okay.
So that's exactly what's going to happen. Go ahead.
This is Psalms 37, 39. But the salvation of the righteous is of the Lord Yahweh.
Mm-hmm.
He is their strength in the time of trouble.
That's right. Simply put, it says there the salvation. The elect is going to be delivered. Simply put, and they're going to be in that state, right? And continue. Let's see what it has to say. Go
It
ahead. Bro.
says, verse 40, and the Lord Yahweh shall help them and deliver them. He shall deliver them from the wicked and save them because they trust in him.
Right. And the next chapter, the next two verses, that's it. The point.
How can you trust in the Lord if you don't know who he is, if you're not being taught about the Lord correctly? You see, when you're receiving the wrong doctrine, it compromises everything in your walk. It compromises your faith, it compromises your fear, and ultimately it compromises your obedience because you're not being taught the truth. So Psalms 38, right?
Right, 1 and 2 to the point.
So Psalms 38 Psalm 38, 1, it says, a psalm of David to bring to remembrance, O Lord Yahweh, rebuke me not in thy wrath, neither chasten me in thy hot displeasure. For thine arrows stick fast in me, and thy hand presses me sore.
Beautiful. No, simply put, man, this is you go into the prayer and understand what's going on here for you folks at home, man. It's all about the Lord bringing back everything to you, to the elect. He's going to bring it back to the elect. What you've held as truth, right? When I say, held in the truth of Yahweh Shai, Yahweh Shai, obviously, and that's all you're going to be able to bring back on whatever level it is, whatever that event is, whatever that is, man, in regards to, let me say it, in the time of the loose season. That's the time we're in, the sixth seal. Anyway, that's the point.
Time. So I'm just going to play this a little bit here. I'm going to skip ahead as well.
And you can't believe how productive you've been. Your memo is finished, your inbox is under control, and you're feeling sharper than you have in a decade. Sensing your joy, your playlist shifts to your favorite song, sending chills up your spine as the music begins to play. You glance at the program running in the background on your computer screen and notice a now familiar sight that appears whenever you're overloaded with pleasure. Your theta brainwave activity decreases. Could you take a quick look at my brain data? Anything to worry about? Your mind starts to wander to the new colleague on your team, whom you know you shouldn't be daydreaming about, given the policy against intra-office romance. But you can't help fantasizing just a little. But then you start to worry that your boss will notice your amorous feelings when she checks your brain activity and shift your attention back to the present. You breathe a sigh of relief when the email she sends you later that day congratulates you on your brain metrics from the past quarter, which have earned you another performance bonus. You head home jamming to music, with your work-issued brain-sensing earbuds still in. When you arrive at work the next day, a somber cloud has fallen over the office. Along with emails, text messages, and GPS location data, the government has subpoenaed employees' brainwave data from the past year. They have compelling evidence that one of your coworkers has committed massive wire fraud. Now, they're looking for his co-conspirators. You discover they are looking for synchronized brain activity between your coworker and the people he has been working with. While you know you're innocent of any crime, you've been secretly working with him on a new startup venture. Shaking, you remove your earbuds.
Yeah, and you.
It's a freak society people want to go to. You know, people are going to be living in soon. Take the Neuralink.
That's right, man. That's right. And, you know, another reason why I let that play is because it reminded me of this precept here in terms of the miracles, because these things are going to look like they're going to be presented as miracles and benefits towards you. Now, just because the devil does a miracle doesn't mean it's from the right. It doesn't mean it benefits you. Okay. If it's from the left-hand side, if a miracle is done from the left-hand side, which is really just witchcraft at the end of the day, that's not going to benefit you. That's not for your benefit. But, you know, the scriptures say that we are not ignorant of Satan's devices. So the Holy Spirit has to be dealing with you, and you have to be receiving the truth. Now, I want to get this real quick from Revelation 13 and 14. And read down to 15, and it reads, and he deceives them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast. Right? So these miracles is basically, you know, Esau forwarded his miracles through his what? Through his technology. What he's able to do, people who are, you know, and this Motb is going to come, you know, with those miracles. If you're blind, you're going to be promised that you're going to be able to see again. If you're deaf, you can hear, you know, so on and so forth. And it says, saying to them that dwell on the earth, that they should make an image to the beast, which had the wound by a sword and did live. Right. So this is that old beast was the so-called Holy Roman Empire. The ancient Roman Empire, slacking. And America is that empire, in the spirit rebuilt again. And when you look at the imagery, the symbolism, the economy, the finance, everything is done the same way it was done in Rome and Greece, Greek as well.
Yeah, that fourth beast in the book of Daniel with the great iron teeth that was diverse. Going back to which they have taken on that power now. Excuse me. So okay, go ahead. I just wanted to say it that way in the book of Revelation, in the book of Daniel. Go ahead.
Yeah, the Romans too back then, what they would do when they conquered the nation, they would actually absorb that nation into themselves, make them tributaries, and whatnot. So a lot of people became Romans and a lot of people became Greeks as well. But this devil is going to do it by the way of the Motb. He's going to link everybody to be one through a micro C hip.
Well, you had all kingdoms that pretty much did that, right? You had the Assyrians, and then you had the Babylonians who took their gods.
Yeah,
and you had the Persians, and then you had the Greeks. That's why it's called the Greco-Roman Empire, right? Because you had the Greek gods, which the Romans took, and then they just Latinized them. They Romanized them pretty much, right?
Yeah. In verse 15, it says, "And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast shall be killed." And that image is breaking down ultimately to the NWO, which is an acronym for what? New World Order, right? Which is a system, economic system, financial system, religious system, all comprised into one, right? And if you don't we're going to get to a point where if you don't partake in Motb, that can cause you your life. And that's why we're set up to teach you the truth, so you understand what you're involved in and what's coming down the pipe. Those of you that are sincere.
Yeah, and that image goes in tight in regard to their philosophy, which is pretty much going back to their laws, right? The ways of Rome and so forth. Yeah, we're back here again. Simply put.
Okay, so I'm going to play this last bit here.
Illuminati, and it appears his warning couldn't have been more prescient. A video taken at the World Economic Forum shows director Klaus Schwab plotting with Google co-founder Sergey Brin to install brain implants in our heads, so that the globalist World Economic Forum can measure your brainwaves, read your thoughts, and control your behavior. According to Schwab, the son of a Third Reich industrialist, the brain implants will be rolled out inside 10 years, and there's nothing you can do about it. The disturbing mind control fantasy laid out by a clearly aroused Schwab was recorded during a 2017 World Economic Forum summit in Davos. And since it resurfaced, fact-checkers have been scrambling to stop the video circulating on social media. According to Schwab's timeline for the implant rollout, they'll be in use.
And they keep saying 10 years, 5 years from now, but these devils are living off of borrowed time, right? So, it's most likely going to be sooner than that. 10 years here in this kingdom, I don't see that. Even 5 years, I don't see that.
For 2027, just 3 years from now.
Can you imagine that in 10 years when we are sitting here, we have an implant in our brains? I can immediately feel, because you all will have implants, and we measure your brain waves, and I can immediately tell you how the people react, or I can feel how the people react to your answers.
According to Schwab, the WF will be able to cancel elections worldwide, because once they've hacked human beings with brain chips and eradicated free will, they will enjoy the prescriptive mode of controlling the human race.
So technology now and digital technologies mainly have an analytical power. Now we go into a predictive power, and we have seen the first examples, and your company very much involved into it. But then the next step could be to go into a prescriptive mode, which means you do not even have to have elections anymore, because you can already predict, and afterwards you can say, why do we need elections? Because we know what the result will be.
Yeah, so if the spirit is dealing with you, you can see that this devil wants to be like the Most High. These guys have a God complex.
That's what I was saying. Like when they mentioned, they're going to cancel or replace free will,
right?
We that are privy, we know that there's no such thing as free will, right? It's the Most High that programs you. So
That's
pretty
right.
much they're trying to override that and say, no, you're going to move this way.
Yeah. That's right.
In your new system, in your system.
Con.
It's second is Thessalonians 2 and 4.
Oh, that's the spirit. Yeah. I had that on my list still. 2 and 4, right? Okay. So 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 4, and it reads, who opposes and exalted himself above all that is called Yahweh.
So you can put a question mark instead of a comma there, and ask who's doing that. Right? And we're watching this man, right, like telling himself, right? And that's an Edomite right there. Right? That's a man that descended from the posterity of a man called Esau, Edom, in the Bible. All right. So the question, who's doing that? That man right there. And men like him who comes forth from Esau, Edom's loins. Right? That's calling himself white today. All right. So that man is trying to be like Yahweh, Yahweh Shai. Right? Why do you want to know what someone's thinking for? Like what is it your business to know what I'm thinking? Right?
Right.
That's a job, or that's the title. That's what we call him the Most High, or the All-Knowing, the omnipresent, right? Omnipotent, all-powerful, right? So that's why we give all praises to Yahweh Shem Yahshua, because that's his role. We understand that, right? Keep reading.
Says, who opposes and exalts himself above all that is called Yahweh Shem Yahshua, or that is worshipped, so that he as the Most High sitteth in the temple of the Most High.
All right. So where the temple is basically between the brain, where the brain is, temple. Right? So this is where this man want to sit. Right? In the spirit, that's where this man want to go. He wants to. You hear the man saying, "I can sit here," and it's really speeding it up, right? Because it's gibberish. It's in the spirit. Why I say I want to speed this up, because that's what it should sound like to you in the norm. Like, this man is off as hell, man.
You're gonna read your brainwaves, huh?
God, it's so profane.
Wow.
Right. So there's no question, and should be no doubt with like that's him. It's him spearheading the whole thing. Opposed again, adversaries is adverse to what should be natural.
Yeah.
If not, where and who is he?
That's right. That's right, man. It says, so that he, as the Most High, sitteth in the temple of the Most High, showing himself that he is the Most High.
And we're saying he's not.
That's right.
With a reasonable doubt, he's not Yahweh Shem Yahshua. That's why we're gonna refrain from that shameful spewing, because it's detestable to us.
Right.
What are you talking about?
That's right.
That's true, man. Yeah, that's true. Okay.
You imagine such a world?
Well, you might then further ask, well, why do we need to have elected leaders at all? Because you might as well have all the decisions made. I think that's, once again, you're venturing into, I think, profound questions.
These aren't profound questions, they're evil. According to the WEF, a new one world religion has arrived, and it unites all of humanity in worshipping at the altar of climate science, techno-communism, and eugenics.
I think this is a very, not only interesting, it's a crucial issue. We are looking at technology very often threatening our present thinking, interpretation of how the world evolves. And actually, we need new, you used the word meaning, we need new concepts to define what humanity is and what's the purpose of our...
Yeah, so this devil is telling you that they need new concepts to define what humanity is. Right? And the scripture tells you how this man, I'm going to bring it out too, in the same chapter that the brother brought out, 2 Thessalonians, the 2nd chapter. But it tells you that this man, he opposes himself against the Most High. So everything that the Most High has ordained in order, he's going to take it and say, we're going to do it in this order. And that's why you have a push of, even with the gender, with the whole gender thing, once that goes out the door, a nation is completely, a society is completely destroyed. Once you can you can corrupt the idea of what a gender is, the society is completely destroyed. You know, and these guys again, and this is why this is their form. Their counterfeit form. The Motb is their counterfeit form of getting back their birthright, right? Because the Motb is also going to be linked to a term called transhumanism.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they're gonna promise that you can live forever, you can do certain things, so-called superhuman things, you know, and so on and so forth. When really the power is going to be allocated to a few, and the rest of everybody else in their agenda is just a pawn. Okay.
Our lives is, and we may go much more again into the direction of people are afraid of robotization, but it may be humanization, which robotization will allow.
Did you catch that? According to Schwab, robotization will allow humanization. The man is a certified megalomaniac with a god delusion, and it doesn't help that he is being enabled by his cronies. Klaus Schwab's right-hand man, Yuval Noah Harari, has announced that the WF's plan to seize total control of humanity is so advanced that they're acquiring divine powers of creation and destruction. The blasphemy doesn't stop there. Harari also promises that the WF will turn humans into gods.
Developing even bigger power.
Yeah, because a lot of these, what do you call them? A lot of these truthers, a lot of them are Christians, you know? So it's funny. They talk about blasphemy and whatnot. A lot of them are Christians. But a lot of them are going to get caught up in Jacob's trouble anyways in that day.
Powers than ever before. We are really acquiring divine powers of creation and destruction. We are really upgrading humans into gods. We are acquiring, for instance, the power to re-engineer life. When all this story about Jesus rising from the dead and being the Son of God, this is fake news. Humans are now hackable animals. You know, the whole idea that humans have, you know, this, they have this soul or spirit and they have free will and nobody knows what's happening inside me. So whatever I choose, whether in the election or whether in the supermarket, this is my free will, that's over.
If you don't want a future in which you and your children wear brain implants that allow the globalist elite to read and control.
Right. So that's basically it on that with that clip. Now I want to get some precepts here from the comment board. This is from GMS Only for the Elect, Ba. Ezekiel 28 and 2, Son of man, say unto the prince of Tyrus, thus saith the Lord Yahweh power, because thine heart is lifted up, and thou hast said, I am a God. And you had, and you know, and this is spiritually twofold. Talking to the prince of Tyrus today would be the Edomites, top banking families of the nation of Esau.
That's right. In the time of the loose season.
And it says, I sit in the seat of Yahweh in the midst of the seas, which is also a metaphor for the people. Yet thou art a man and not God. Though thou set thine heart as the heart of God, though thy son the heart of God. Right, so you're just a man, and these devils are going to realize that that's all you are. You're just people, man.
You're just a tool.
Exactly, you're just a tool.
Shall the axe boast?
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
That was it.
Right. Yeah, that was it.
I had a quick one in Isaiah 10 and 5.
Okay.
10 and 5 to like 7 in the NLT Babakasha. So it says, Isaiah 10 and 5. What sorrow awaits Assyria, the rod of my anger, I use it as a club to express my anger, right? And the Assyrians is dealing with America, right? I am sending Assyria against a godless nation, against a people with whom I am angry, which are the Israelites, right? That's Jacob's trouble. Assyria will plunder them, trampling them like dirt beneath its feet, right? Which that happened in the ancient times, but it's going to happen again. Verse 7, but the king of Assyria will not understand that he is my tool. His mind does not work that way, right? His plan is simply to destroy, to cut down nation after nation. And that's what the brother was bringing out, man.
Yeah,
right. This man, that bald head motherfucker, all he's thinking about is destruction and carnage, man. You know, and in the kingdom, they're gonna get a lot of whoopings, man. They're gonna get a lot of fucking terror, man. You know, him and people like him, his family, all right, his kin.
That's
you
right.
know?
That's right. That's right.
He really wants to put that thing in those people to enjoy it before he gets his whipping.
You're gonna have a nasty cockroach like that ruling over you, man. Get the fuck out of here.
You know, Khan.
This man's going down, man.
That's right. That's right. I'm actually going to get this precept here in 2 Thessalonians 2:7. Read that real quick. This is 2 Thessalonians 2:7. It says, "For the lawlessness is already at work," and this is in NLT. "For the lawlessness is already at work secretly," right? And that's this devil, these top wicked elites. Because when you look at these different NGOs, which stands for non-government organizations, they have people who they answer to, and those are bankers, top elites of this world. Okay, so for the lawlessness is already at work, and it will remain secret until the one who is holding it back steps out of the way, and that's the Most High. Okay, because at that time when Paul was writing this, they didn't know that the Romans were the Edomites. They knew them as the Romans. So now we're in the latter days, of the latter days. We know everything.
That's why he said the mystery of iniquity doth work already now, right?
That's right. Starting with our apostles on down, we know who our enemy is. We know his desire, his evil desire, and we know how to overcome it. We just have to pray and fast and hold fast, right, to what we've been taught, in the hopes that we're of that number that overcomes this devil. So verse 8 says, "Then the man of lawlessness will be revealed, but the Lord Yahushua will kill him with the breath of his mouth," which is being done by the prophets right now. And that's why they're making such a hard front on the Bible and those that speak the truth, really. Okay, and destroy him by the splendor of his coming, and that's when Yahushua comes. When Yahushua invades this earth with the host of heaven, that's going to be the splendor of his coming, because he's going to be, the scriptures say that he will not meet us or meet them as a man. So it says, "This man will come to do the work of Satan with counterfeit power and signs and miracles," and that's what basically the MOTB is. It's counterfeit power, and his witchcraft, and his TV, his television, his entertainment, everything, all of that is counterfeit signs and miracles, man. It says he will use every kind of evil deception to fool those on their way to destruction, because they refuse the love and accept, what's the love? Ultimately, the love is it's the ministry, the gospel, the good news, and also walking in it, not just believing it, but walking it as well. Refuse the love and accept the truth that would save them. Okay, so a lot of you rebels are going to be destroyed in Jacob's trouble. Okay, and you're going to, and the Most High is going to put the memory in your mind of when you did hear the truth and you scoffed at it. It says, "So Yahweh will cause them to be greatly deceived, and they will believe these lies." Right? And the King James, it says that the Most High will send a strong illusion that they should believe a lie. And ultimately, that's going to be the MOTB. That strong delusion is going to be the MOTB, and that lie is going to be the MOTB. Then they will be condemned for enjoying evil rather than believing the truth. As for us, we can't help but thank Yahweh for you, dear brothers and sisters, loved by the Lord Yahweh Bashem El-Shai. We are always thankful that Yahweh Bashem El-Shai chose you to be among the first to experience salvation, a salvation that came through the Spirit who makes you holy through your belief in the truth. So your belief in the truth is very important in making you holy. If your belief in the truth has a schism or is separate, how can you be holy? How can you be made holy? You see, and that's why we constantly, when you see GMS constantly getting on this in the Sermon of the Apostles and Elders on down, getting on these other camps for their teaching, it's because they're teaching a lie, which is compromising the belief of Israel. Even though we know it's set up that way, we're still supposed to defend the gospel. All right, verse 14, it says, "He called you to salvation when he when we told you the good news. Now you can share in the glory of the Lord Yahushua HaMashiach. With all these things in mind, dear brothers and sisters, stand firm and keep a strong grip on the teaching we passed on to you, both in person and by letter. So it's very important to have the correct doctrine. Very important. Okay. Now may our Lord Yahushua HaMashiach himself and Yahweh, our Father, who loves us by his grace, gave us eternal comfort and a wonderful hope. Comfort you and strengthen you in every good thing you do and say. That's right. Where the majority of Israel, their comfort and their grace is in this world. In this world, the scriptures say the fashion of this world passes away. You know, so a lot of them are going to get done. A lot of them are going to get done in Jacob's trouble, man. Okay, that's it for me. I don't know if brothers got any lasting precepts or statements they want to bring up.
Yeah, real quick, because that word cause that was read in the book of Revelation, and then it came out here again in Thessalonians. So the word cause, I was looking at the word, okay, in regards to speak and cause. And so we know this. And this guy just sit up there, this bald-headed guy, right? Okay, I'm going to describe him that way. And out of his mouth, he was speaking. And I just wanted to hit that word real quick, the word cause. I pulled it up in the etum, and in the passage for you folks at home, look it up, because it goes into, when you go to the etum online, real quick, I have the word, I'm just going to get it, and then I'll get one precept. So as a verb, the word cause is a verb, and you can also look at it as a noun. It says here, produce an effect, right? Also impel, compel. So they're going to continue to force our habits. And then it goes on to say, the word cause, cause a reason, interest through judicial process, lawsuits, right? Which is of an unknown origin. Okay, it tells us that. But the point is that they're going to bring about laws, and this is where the precept that I wanted to bring, which we already know for the record, right? Because they further their cause through litigation by forcing habits, right? As well, like when they speak. So in other words, when they speak, they usually have a law behind it. That's the point. Isaiah 10 and 1. That's a precept I just wanted to bring out in regards to the word cause, because it goes back to they're going to cause also laws, change laws, right? Okay, that's a word cause. So that's a big thing. That's where the word was coming from. Cause. They're going to cause. It's going to cause the law to happen. To give you an example. So Isaiah 10 and 1 is a precept. Just want to bring that
that's
up.
why you got to be rooted in the spirit, right? Because how is he going to cause everybody to rich and poor, free and bond to receive this Motb? Is because of the conditions that the Lord is going to allow him to create.
Beautiful.
The conditions are going to be evil times, you know, a scarcity of food. You're going to have violence in the streets. Animals are going to be out here. You're going to have all kinds of different things happening at once. So if you're not rooted in the truth, you're going to bug out, because in a time of calamity and evil, people want to know what to do, you know, to save themselves.
That's right. These laws are going to come, right? We know about a mandate with a law that is coming in the time of the loose season.
Yeah, a lot of people are going to get worse, really. People are going to go back to their beast state, because it says incontinency shall increase, evil shall increase. It says Revelation 9, when the missiles even hit, people are not going to turn back from their murders and sorceries. So people are just going to get worse and worse and worse, man. It's going to be a real bad time.
That's crazy. Yeah. Come. So Isaiah 10 and 1, it says, woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that right grievousness which they have prescribed.
Yep. Yeah, that's it. Just wanted to emphasize that cause, because it's associated with unrighteous decrees. Of course, you're going to speak and cause, right, for you folks at home. Anyway, that's it.
Yeah, I'll read verse 2 here. It says, to turn aside the needy from judgment and to make, and so a lot of these leaders are paid off, okay? And to take away the right from the poor of my people, that widows may be their prey and that they may rob the fatherless. Yeah, and ultimately when you go into what these devils try to do with their laws, they break up the family, separate the mother and the father, you know, and give custody to the mother, and then allow the children to be just with the mother when really it should be with the father, providing that he's in his right mind, okay, and he's righteous, I guess, or decent. They cause confusion, and so that's why a lot of these Israelite boys out here, they're emotional, and they're turning into monsters. Everything they do is based upon emotion. But all this is done by the unrighteous decrees of Esau Edom in this kingdom.
That's right. They gave them woman rights, right? To first and foremost separate the family and tax them, send them to the workforce. So now you got single mothers raising sons, and the son. You got to remember, man. If you know brothers who live with a woman, especially these women go through mood swings, man. You know, the bitch might come home from work and just bug out, cry, yell, and guess what? The child sees that multiple times, man. So he doesn't. How's the boy gonna understand what's going on? He's gonna be traumatized.
That's right.
You know, that's why he's emotional.
Con. Yep. Con. That was it for me. I
The
don't know,
big scripture on the comment board.
Oh, is there? Con.
Matthew 24. A lot of good things on there. The brothers brought some etymology, but
yeah. Con. Matthew 24 from GMS Ariala 144 Palau. Matthew 24 and 12 in NLT. Sin will be rampant everywhere, and the love of many will grow cold. That's right, man. Get worse and worse, man. Isaiah 3 and 12. As for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them. Yeah, the children represents these heathens, starting with Esau Edom. Okay, and it says, "Oh, my people, they which lead thee cause thee to err, and destroy the way of thy path." God.
Yeah, that woman there, just on a spiritual note, as we know for you folks at home, man, going into this man's philosophies, right? That he has prescribed by his laws, and you emotional guys out there, and the woman is emotional to begin with, right? And she doesn't have a righteous man amongst her to guide her. Definitely, man, she's gonna be crazy in that time.
Yep.
Super crazy, man.
Yep.
Anyway, that's it. Let's do that. Yep.
Con, that's it for me. And brothers, got any last some precepts or statements? Con, beautiful. So we're going to close. Low wellness lesson was edifying to the elect of the nation of Israel. We're going to give all praises and honor and glory to Yahweh. Double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops of Great Millstone who rule well and have taught us this word in truth and sincerity. And peace and mercy to the elect, starting with 144,000 that's pushing this word in truth and sincerity across the four corners of the earth. As well as the rest of the elect, peace and mercy to you and your household. Again, Lord willing, is edifying to the elect, Abba Babal, and Kwame Australia.
Kwame Australia.
Shalom.